computer up. If we get that up, I have a chance to do looping radar. Okay. Houston, still want you in your safe place. A reminder where that is for all these storms. It's going to be the lowest floor of your home or a sturdy structure. Find yourself a room with no windows in the middle on the lowest floor that you can wrap yourself in blankets and pillows. Stay there until we can give you the all clear. That might take some time. There are going to be other thunderstorms. So we'll continue to monitor this. We did get a new radar image a second ago, and this is going to be very touch and go. But this still looks to be a significant circulation that now is north of Beasley toward the Una community, moving north and east at 50 miles per hour. We do some advanced tracking here. We're going to have some cities that probably won't be impacted by this, but could be. I wanted to get these two in here as well, Aberdeen and Amory. And there's a big distance between those. And if I were making a judgment call, I'd be saying it's heading kind of toward Hatley, splitting the difference. But these storms can have erratic movement. When that happens, you might think erratic movement means it's not as impressive. It actually can produce a stronger tornado when it has an erratic right turn to it. So we have to watch that potential. These are very dangerous thunderstorms. We have to assume this is a tornado-producing thunderstorm because it has been in the past, and the rotation on it is still significant. Now, I'm going to look from a couple different radar sites on this. The last gate-to-gate shear we have on this shows the pixel-to-pixel wind change at 98 miles per hour. That's still a situation I want to assume, I don't want to assume, but we have to assume, that a tornado is on the ground at this instant. Let's go northward, see what we have. Okay, so we're talking tornado, or at least the circulation that could lead to the development of one between Tremont and Scottsville. Not as impressive as it was even just a little bit ago. We're going to check from a couple different angles on this. That was the previous scan. So I would say between Tremont and Scottsville, a dangerous and could be deadly situation unfolding. Vina, we're talking 11 minutes. Old Burleson, Hodges, within the next 20 minutes. The National Weather Service in Jackson is issuing a tornado emergency for Winston County. That's because of what is a very classic, large, damaging, significant tornado. By the way, someone here call Kara. Is she okay?
She's okay. She said if you need anything, let her know, but her cell phone, data, everything's down like ours. Just
okay. So we've had massive catastrophic, as anticipated would happen, catastrophic failure of communication networks in and around Lee County because of this tornado touchdown. Let's talk about this tornado emergency for a moment here. This is a tornado on the ground, large, violent, unfortunately very impressive tornado on the ground moving into southern Winston County. This is one that could inflict loss of life if it is not taken seriously. I have pixel-to-pixel wind change. It's the green and the red stuff. I know it's gross to look at, but that tells us the pixel-to-pixel wind change is 122 miles per hour as it tracks in the direction of Noxapater. And I'm going to put Louisville in this track. Noxapater 22 minutes, Mill Creek 36 minutes, and that's at the longest. I'm going to speed these tracks up just a little bit. I'm going to go closer to 60 miles per hour. I'd rather get you there and then you wait in your shelter for an extra 3 minutes. So Plattsburgh 10 minutes, Noxapater 18 minutes, Louisville 23 minutes. The time's ticking. You have to go now. This is a large and dangerous tornado confirmed to be violent and on the ground doing damage as we speak. We have deputies confirming this, I believe out of Talbot County, and you have to be very careful. Let's go to our Ackerman thunderstorm. Storm track Doppler radar. Classic supercell, but we have seen some evolution of it in the last few minutes. I have rotation. I cannot, at this instant, looking at this, say that this is a tornado on the ground on radar alone. Got to treat these all like they could wrap up fast, because they can. We'd be talking to the Sherwood in 9 minutes, maybe in 15 minutes, Starkville in 25 minutes. That's right. Unfortunately, I have to include Starkville in that track. Now, I will tell you, some parents at home's blood pressure just went up. Here's the thing about Starkville. That would take a straight east track. I'm not convinced that's going to happen. But you know, sometimes those kids take a little nudging. You might give them a call and encourage them to go to their safe place now, just in case. Regardless, it's going to be some strong winds and some large hailstones. So you might give them that extra little bump from mom and dad. Let's widen this out a little bit. Storm track Doppler radar indicating what is likely a violent tornadic circulation approaching the Una community. This is going to stay northwest of West Point. Here's West Point. Circulation here, heading this way. Okolona, hail is about to start if it hasn't already. Manatee, you're in the all-clear Cumberland. Maben, in the all-clear Waltall, as well as Eupora. But you probably knew that in Eupora because there's probably enough of a break. But this is a classic tornadic circulation. I wish I had more data on this from some of my other radar sites. But the latest data we have, still I believe, has 98 miles per hour of that pixel-to-pixel wind change, or gate-to-gate shear. Better position on this. And my IFB just died. If someone would be so kind as to get me... okay, thank you. I appreciate it. No, I think it's actually battery, just so you know. Yes.
No, we're resetting it. We're resetting.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was okay. Sorry.
Director's back up.
Okay, thank you. Okay, director's up. 74 miles per hour is what our gate-to-gate shear is on this northern Clay County thunderstorm. Let's track it northeast, 50 miles per hour as they have been. Fortunately, that rotation has come down just a little bit. I'm still going to include Aberdeen and Amory. Now we've ticked it down to 21 minutes in Aberdeen and 28 minutes in Amory. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay, Webster County, information coming out, no reported damage in the Manatee area. That would be this thunderstorm here. And you might say, okay, well, how is no damage news? No damage is great news. Considering the radar returns we've been looking at on this, no damage is excellent news. Now, that doesn't mean they won't find damage. That just means it hasn't been found to this point. No confirmed damage in Choctaw County either. But these are the kind of reports I want to hear. But Winston County Storm Chaser reports large multi-vortex tornado has crossed Highway 19 in southwest Winston County. That's that tornado emergency in effect for Winston County. That's this one right here. Meteorology 101, find the tornado. So let's verify the location. Multi-vortex tornado, 5 east-southeast of Zama in Winston County, across Highway 19. So we're talking, radar's a couple scans old, so we're right here between Plattsburgh and Vowell. Large, dangerous, violent, multi-vortex, long-track tornado. I'm out of adjectives. If I'm trying to get to a safe place, I just ran out of adjectives. There's not another one I can throw in there. We need to be in our safe place. Now, I'm not even tracking it from the right spot. Let's get that out of there. Let's track it from in front of there. Noxapater, 12 minutes. Louisville, 18 minutes. And I think it's more directly heading toward Louisville. Hold on. Let's get this right. Give me just a second here. No, that's going more directly toward Noxapater. Noxapater, this is really important. You have got to be in your tornado safe place this instant. Yeah, I'm going to throw up a time here. And yeah, it's going to have 11 minutes. You need to go now. Storm Chaser video reporting a large wedge tornado. That's an adjective I forgot a minute ago. A large wedge tornado on the ground, southern sections of Webster County, just off of Highway 25. That, if you don't take it seriously, could be a killer tornado. Oops. Okay. Let's go north. Our Choctaw County storm is less impressive than it was. Over the last couple of scans, we've gone from what looks to be fairly classic supercell to this storm absorbing all of the energy. And that's what happens. This is just sucking up. This monster down toward Louisville is just sucking up all the energy. And so that is definitely a dangerous situation. Tornado warning continues for Chickasaw County. That in effect until 4:15 p.m. Doppler radar continues to indicate, and they're issuing a new tornado warning at this moment. So let's go with that. Radar indicated this instant. We do not have confirmed reports of a tornado touchdown on the Chickasaw County storm. I'm going to verify that. Give me a moment here. 401 Monroe County. Give me a second. Okay, that's also for this thunderstorm here. So the Weather Service in Memphis has both Monroe and Chickasaw counties under this tornado warning. The time is going to be 4:30 for, I believe, both of those. It's probably actually longer than that for Monroe County. I'm going to put both Aberdeen and Amory into their safe place again. This is the potential rotation that could develop into a tornado if it is not already. As you saw from our Tupelo tower cam as this happened, it went from no tornado to tornado like that. It went from a tornado or rotation that was in the cloud to a large, violent tornado in under a minute. Don't play with your life. You have 15 of those in Aberdeen. You have 22 in Amory. Go to your safe place right now. The National Weather Service is going to allow, they've gone ahead and allowed this warning for Clay County to expire because, of course, the storm is north of Clay County at this point in time. Let's go south to what is a tornado emergency. And that, again, is the highest level of tornado warning possible because of a confirmed, violent, long-track wedge tornado that is observed at this instant. And the word coming through our chat with the National Weather Service is this: catastrophic. Hold on. The tornado damage from this large and violent tornado located 7 miles west of Stallo. That's not Saltillo, that's Stallo.
7 miles west is Stallo.
Moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So let's find that.
It's in Winston.
What county is this?
And right there is where it is. So you might look at the radar image, and the radar, always remember this. The radar is always a couple of moments old. It's what has happened. When it scans it, that is what's happened. But what this is, what we're looking at right here, and even though I don't have the fancy schmancy little triangle that's showing up, that is tornado debris wrapped up with this thunderstorm. This has helped out folks farther north on this Ackerman thunderstorm up towards Starkville. It's taking away some of the energy. This is going to be a significant long-track tornado. There is no reason to think otherwise. At the last visual report of this, it was at least a 1/4 mile wide. You might think a mile-wide tornado can do the most damage and it might affect the most people at once, but sometimes a half-mile or a quarter-mile wide tornado can wrap up faster and produce stronger damage. Quarter mile is big. Let's double check that. Are we?
Yes, the mayor's office tweeted that.
Are we attempting to get on? So let's go over our different warnings that we have at this instant.
You guys have 3 minutes
And-
before you need to start powering up.
Okay, and this is going to look grody for a second. I'll try to fix it here in a moment. I'm not sure at this station what exactly is working, what is not at this instant. Issues tornado warning, Choctaw, Clay, Octibaha, Webster. Webster. Okay, we'll get back to that here in just a second, because that should pop on our screen here in a moment. Yeah?
You get time to break away?
Let me give one over on these warnings. Let's do that. I want to get that Choctaw Clay. Don't let me go more than 3 or 4 minutes, okay? Choctaw Clay. Let's first talk about the tornado warning emergency in effect. As you can see, includes most of Winston County. I think that speaks for itself. Newest tornado warning issued just a moment ago. It includes Octibaha County, but not the city of Starkville. That was that rotation there. They're still issuing on it. I think that's a good move. It could spin back up. That was one we said had weakened because of the southern storm. That warning in effect until 5 p.m. includes Webster, Octibaha, Clay, Choctaw counties. Radar indicated the potential for a tornado to be occurring. Northern, this would be Chickasaw County, the more significant tornadic rotation. Train spotters reported a tornado at 4:14. That is 2 minutes ago. Train spotters, Chickasaw County, make sure you're paying attention in the newsroom. Chickasaw County, eastern Chickasaw County, tornado on the ground near Buena Vista community, or 10 miles south of Okolona, moving northeast at 45. And that's the reason why the warning for Monroe County has been issued, because this is a tornado on the ground, continues to be on the ground. And at this point, I apologize for not spending a whole lot of time talking about these severe thunderstorm warnings. It's just one of those days. Okay, we're going to break for just a second here. We have some new information coming into the WTVA newsroom, and it's going to trickle in slowly today. So just bear with us. I believe our Emily, we don't have it yet? Okay, we'll get back to that in a second. Let's go north to our newest tornado warning that does include northwestern sections of Choctaw, northern Choctaw, northwest Octibaha, Webster, and Clay counties. This under a tornado warning in effect until 5 p.m. for the rotation that's near Reform, Mississippi. Let's give you a storm track based upon that. Give me just a second. Can we flip prompter, please? Hi, Mom. We're okay. Yeah, we're fine. I promise. I know. We're on the air, but I'm gonna let you go. I love you. I'll talk to you later.
All right, Matt.
Okay, let's go to our Emily Leonard. Emily.
All right, Matt, we're still getting lots of reports in. Let's just start with Tupelo right now. We're still receiving a lot of reports of damage right now. Power lines down, as well as lots of tree damage, a lot of building and business damage. We're slowly trying to get some pictures in and some video in, so please bear with us. Right now we're being told that the Vanellis, Outback, and the Stake Escape area, lots of damage to those buildings there. Also, Highway 45 and Highway 78, that interchange right now is impassable. We cannot stress enough how much you do not need to be outside or trying to travel at this moment. So please stay put, stay where you are. There's so much damage, and there's so the power lines down that it's making travel really difficult. And the people who need to be traveling in these areas are the emergency workers. So please stay out of their way. We've gotten reports from Vanelli's that their building is Seen lots of damage, insulation down, beams down. Their workers right now are okay. We're getting that report. We do have a photo we're trying to get to you. We've also received a message from the Tupelo Mayor's office that the Red Cross is set up at the Bancorp South Arena. So if you do need some help, you will be able to go to there and to talk to them. Lots of damage in the Joyner neighborhood as well. We still have power issues here at the station, lots of power outages citywide right now, so we're working as hard and fast as we can to get our reporters back here in the station and get you video and get you information as quickly and soon as we can. We're also receiving reports of multi-injuries. It's unclear right now where those injuries are, how many we're talking about. We're still getting all this information in, Craig.
And we will have video shortly of damage around Highway 78 and 45 just in. It'll be raw video. You'll have it momentarily.
Okay, I'm hearing from our Craig Ford that we are getting some video in from the Highway 45 and 78 interchange. Again, I mentioned just a second ago that it is impassable. I'm getting word now from Matt to go back over to him. Matt?
We're in an active tornado warning situation, so we're going to do the best we can to get you information on what's going on right now, but we have to continue to warn ahead on this for a little bit, and I apologize. We're going to kind of go back and forth on this because there's a lot of folks worried about damage, but there's a lot of folks in the target zone still with this. And by the way, if you can hear us on KZ 103, if you've lost power, if you have that battery-powered radio we talked a lot about, there are a few thunderstorms back to the west of Tupelo that will attempt to move in as we go throughout this afternoon into this evening. They're not severe at this point, but there still could be some lightning issues. So for the folks in the field, just keep a heads up. There could be some lightning issues that come back with this at some point in the future. Let's talk about a tornado confirmed at last report to still be on the ground near the Buena Vista community in Chickasaw County. That was as of the last report that we got a few moments ago. Less than 10 minutes ago, tornado on the ground. We need to assume could be damaging. I want to double check my location. Excuse me. I think that's probably right, looking at Doppler radar. Let's track it into Amory. If this were to stay on the ground, we'd be talking 17 minutes into Amory. That might be a little fast. But I want to make sure you have as much heads up as possible. This is a tornado on the ground. There are two ways in which we bring you coverage. Tornado warning issued because of Doppler radar, tornado warning issued because of a radar on the ground. It is the first of these. Second is the reason it started. First is what it is now. We want to make sure in Amory, eastern Chickasaw County, western Clay County, that you are in a sturdy structure. If you live in Amory and you live in a mobile home, you have a couple of minutes. These have been damaging tornadoes to sturdy structures even today. So a mobile home is not a place to be. We want to get you into something that has a solid foundation, and we want to get you into the middle of that building, whatever it is, put as many walls between you and the outside. You want to avoid buildings that have large span roofs, with the exception of that dome they put in Smithville, because obviously this is also heading towards you as well. Keep you there until we can give you the all clear. Okay, let's pull this off. That is a whole lot of information just came plowing in. Give me just a second here. Wow. Okay, hold on. It's because Weather Service Memphis, no shock here, has a damage crew en route to Tupelo. Let's go south. Tornado observed, catastrophic. Again, the continued tornado emergency wording coming from the folks at the National Weather Service in Jackson related to this thunderstorm approaching Louisville. Louisville. I beg, beg, beg you to be in your safe place. Our moments are ticking away. Also, for Noxapater as well. Okay, let's see if we can get a better image there. What is that, 23? So that's 17 that came in. Okay, so I think we're still on a track. Let's see if I have the wind mode related to that. Oh, Reports from MSU chasers in Winston County. There's a house damage and tree damage just a couple of moments ago. Half-mile wide tornado. Tornado now possibly 3/4 of a mile wide. We're talking Winston County. And it's that rotation there. You can see where I put the little pointer on the screen there. It is headed for Louisville. Louisville, or if you live in Estes, the Boone community, this is a 3/4 mile wide tornado. You're under a tornado emergency. And by the way, I want to appreciate everyone who's giving us some information via text message and Instagram and Twitter. We're getting a lot of that information. But Louisville, you have 10 minutes before a damaging tornado moves into town. You've got to be in your safe place. And I'm sorry I'm yelling at you. Not mad at you, but I just want to make sure you're paying attention. I want to make sure you're in a safe place. And I want you to turn up the volume on your TV so we can tell you when you're in the all clear. This tornado is clearly past Remus and Arlington and moving toward Louisville. We're less than 10 minutes out. Let's talk about our tornado-warned thunderstorm. South and west of Macon is where our circulation is, near the Sherwood community. Let's look at the wind mode and storm track Doppler radar. Not quite as impressive as the storm down south. Nowhere near as impressive as the storms down south. Only 50, 60 miles per hour. But still, we have to treat it like it could be damaging, because we've had so many damaging tornadoes today. Mabin, 4 minutes. FIBA, 11 minutes. 16 minutes in the Beasley. Pull that off. Okay. So let's go north. Damaging tornado approaching the Chickasaw-Monroe County line. This thunderstorm has a history of producing tornado touchdowns, and I have to make the assumption it could be producing damage at this instant. Our latest information says it's still on the ground. Rotating cloud being reported from a volunteer firefighter on this thunderstorm. South of Highway 8. That obviously is going to be east of Aberdeen. So let's get everything on here where you can see it. Let's put our circulation. At this point, the most recent information we have is now 16 minutes old that this was a tornado on the ground. Considering the day, I want to make the assumption it still could be. But it'd be near Highway 8 right there is where rotating wall cloud reported. That doesn't mean there's not a tornado. They just might not be able to see the tornado. But this could be a very significant situation. And we need to continue to take it very seriously. Okay. Let's get that back to the precipitation mode and storm track Doppler radar. Let's see our overall situation. Let's find out what we're dealing with here. And let's go back over to our warnings. Make sure we can give everyone a rundown on our various tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings as they stand at this instant. Yeah, we'll look at that in just a second. Tornado warning remains in effect until Winston County. This is a tornado emergency for Louisville. We're going to be right back with you in just a second. That is a deadly situation just waiting to happen. We have a tornado warning that's in effect for northwestern Choctaw, northern Choctaw, for Webster, as well as Clay counties and Oktibbeha County. That thunderstorm is a little weaker, but we still need to be in a safe place. Starkville is not going to affect you. We have tornado warning in effect at eastern Chickasaw County, Monroe County. That is a thunderstorm that within the last half hour has been a tornado on the ground. At this instant, I can't confirm that. We're going to show you some tornado damage video. And help me out here. Where are we looking?
Not a video, it is a picture. This is the Shell Station at Green and Gloucester.
This is the Shell Station at Green and Gloucester. Wow. Yeah, that is.
This is courtesy of the Weather Channel.
Okay, and we have video. This is at the intersection 45 and where?
78.
And 78.
Interchange.
Power pole knockdown As you can see, the high power, high voltage power lines knocked down. Obviously, that's the reason why 78's backed up. That plus, I'm sure, other damage being strewn onto the roadway. Treetops removed, as you can see, kind of in the background there. Takes pretty strong wind speeds to knock those down. Let's look live out of our Tupelo tower cam here. This is the backup, obviously, that we're looking at. We have crews in the field attempting to get as much information as we can at this point, but as you can tell, that the damage situation is continuing to evolve on this tornado touchdown.
We have some images to look at.
Okay, we have some images to look at.
Green and Gloucester.
Green and Gloucester. Oh, geez. You notice that's a building made of cinder block that's been blown out there. You're looking at the front of the building, and I mean, I think we feel pretty confident it's tornado damage. The way it gets to be so significant is it blows out those windows in front, fills the building with air, and pops the roof. On top of the fact that it just would cause damage with throwing the damage around with it. Obviously, it sounds like Green and Gloucester near the center point of damage with that tornado touchdown. Very significant. As you can see, the rotation a long ways away, foreground and background there. Significant rotation. By the way, we have Apple TV over there. If you want to open up the email, send the email. No, if we don't have data because we can't get it.
We have no email.
If you can text message it to me, I can do Apple TV.
Okay.
Yep.
Shot of vanilla. Oh, geez. Significant tornado damage. We're going to come back to this. We have a lot of time to talk about this. We need to get to Louisville. Louisville is facing possibly the exact same thing. Could be occurring very soon as this tornado comes up the road toward you. Our radar imagery is spotty at best. But Louisville, we're talking probably less than 3 minutes. Tornado large, over a mile wide, debris being lofted to the top of the vortex. What that means, you have the rotation of the ground. Can you throw that tornado picture behind me again? So I can describe what they're probably seeing southwest of Louisville at this instant. If you get the chance, throw that tornado picture behind me. Let me know when it goes up. I'm looking at something else here for a moment. Okay. What they mean, the top of the vortex, see the edge of the upper right-hand corner of the picture, how it kind of flattens out a little bit there? That's the top of the vortex. If the debris is being sucked up, carried that high, that's a very intense tornado. And I don't guess on ratings, but let's just say it's bad. Back to storm track Doppler radar. And definitely a situation where we have to be in a safe place. If we live in Louisville, my radar's location is not accurate to the exact location at this instant. So if you're looking at this going, oh, we have a couple minutes in Louisville, the answer is no, you don't. In Louisville, this is onto your doorstep. In no more than 2 minutes, maybe 3. So you have to be in a tornado-safe place, the middle portion of your home, if you anticipate surviving this storm. It could be deadly. Okay, so you can see your tornado safety rules. Get in the middle, get down, stay there. This is a very, 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 very dangerous situation. Give me a moment. I'm going to look at this from other angles. Let's see. Hey, would you tell people to, again, stay off the network as much as possible? I know, I'm just saying as much as possible because the data is, it's creeping in again, and we're now getting old. So we have to assume on the northern storm as well, could be a tornado attempting to develop, if not still on the ground, between Gibson and Prairie. I'm sorry. Just north of Gibson. Just north of Gibson. Let me specify that. We've also lost earpiece audio, by the way, just so you know.
It seems to be close.
I would say that our tornadic circulation running ahead of this, let's get it right here, I'm going to say it's got to be approaching Highway 45, past Highway 45 alternate, moving north and east at 50 miles per hour. This is going to be a very close call for Becker, for Amory as well. Let's put Smithville on that path. 9 minutes Amory. It's assuming my positioning's right. It might not be. So let's assume less time. Amory, we've got to be center portion of the lowest floor of our home. Take the blankets, take the pillows, get there until we can give you the all clear, and we are not there. Tornado moving through the east side of Louisville as we speak. Tornado moving through the east side of Louisville as we speak. As we've talked about for more than 20 minutes now, this is a tornado emergency as the tornado moves through the east side of Louisville. Described by spotters in the field as 3/4 of a mile wide, wall cloud almost to the ground, and violent in nature, producing debris. Let's talk ahead on this. Include folks such as Millport. You have maybe, Mill Creek, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. It's not long. So you've got to be in your safe place. Let's track it ahead based upon that location. Okay. God, assuming that, Amory, this is right on your doorstep. Right on top of Amory right now. Hey, I need to ask, is it possible to get the wireless router working with the on the DSL internet? Can someone ask an engineer, please? Thank you. A little bit on life support here right now on our images, so I hope you stick with me. Tornado near Amory. Doppler radar indicated. But at this instant, we don't have confirmed feeling that it is on the ground for sure, but it is definitely a possibility. Using that speed, Smithville, 5 minutes. I hate to do this to you, but it's a close enough call. We need to have you in your safe place. We've been talking about it. You need to be there, stretching into Itawamba County as well. I'm going to keep that going in Itawamba County. It's going to be a close call for Smithville, but I'd much rather you have you in your safe place than not, and wish we had put you there. So we need you there for sure. Tornado continues to be observed, described once again as catastrophic and violent down in Winston County. That tornado is now east and northeast of Louisville. The tornado is confirmed violent and extremely dangerous, located near Center Ridge, which unfortunately is choosing not to pop up on my screen here. But I'm going to put it pretty close to Mill Creek at this instant. Heading northeastward. This has been a long track tornado, meaning on the ground for a long period of time, causing damage the entire way. Some of that damage, it's reasonable to assume, is significant. Oktok, 14 minutes. Lynn Creek, we're talking about 12 minutes. The hail portion of this is probably going to move through Starkville. The tornadic portion, probably south, but don't quote me on that. I would be in my safe place regardless if I live in southern Oktibbeha County. Now is the time. 10 minutes ago was the time. Now is the time to go for sure. Okay. Now we're cooking. Okay, so let's see if I can. There we go. Give me a second. And I beg everyone here to please, 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 as much as possible, stay off of the wireless network. If I can get this to work, come on. Is Apple TV working or not? Is it powered up? If Apple TV doesn't have power, we need power to Apple TV. Make sure with them, have an engineer, make sure Apple TV has power, please. Huh? That's fine. Let's just forget about it. We need radar data. Get me an engineer to get Apple TV power, please. So be in your tornado safe place if you live in Webster County. I'm sorry, not Webster County, Winston County, northeast Winston County. Louisville, the tornado is past you, but you need to be very, very safe. Yeah? The Wi-Fi router is working. Now I need power to Apple TV. Well, Apple TV, I'm getting Apple TV. Hold on, why am I not getting?
It's lit.
Oh, hold on. It might be my fault. Yell at myself. I'm sorry, everybody. Golly. One of those days, right? See if we can get it to go to Apple TV. Come on. Come on, work with me here.
Let's pitch over to someone. If you don't have anything, let's go to Emily.
I have plenty, but let's go to Emily real quick for a quick update. Emily, no, hold on. Give me just a second here. Amory, this tornado's on top of you right now. I'm not probably telling you anything you don't know. But this is a very dangerous situation. Let me get my bearings right on this. It's pretty close. It's more Hatley than necessarily Amory. So at that, this says 3 minutes to Hatley, but you need to be in that safe place right now, assuming it's right over top of you. Let's go to Emily Leonard for latest on an update here on information coming in, Emily.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. We'll get back to Matt as soon as we can. Here's what we're receiving into our newsroom right now. Currently, we're receiving reports of only minor injuries here in Tupelo. That's what we're hearing right now. Also, the Red Cross set up at the Bancorp South arena, but do not get out unless you absolutely have to, but they will be staged there shortly. We showed some video earlier of Highway 45 and Highway 78. That intersection right now is impassable. The light poles are down there, treetops are down. Tupelo Water and Light are working very quickly to clear that area so we can get traffic through there. Okay, also just really quickly, we're working on trying to get power restored and trying to get out information as quickly as we can. If you can, tweet photos of any damage that you might be seeing. You can use the hashtag Tupelo, hashtag MSWX, hashtag tornado. You can also use the hashtag WTVAnews.com. We'll try to show you those photos as much as we can, but we have more pressing information to pass along to you right now. Let's go back over to Matt. I think he's got a few more updates for us. Matt.
Okay, so we have a tornado warning continuing that does include Amory proper and northern Monroe County. Pop the warming up behind me here. Tornado warning remains in effect. Radar indicated tornado located near Becker or near Amory moving east at 45 miles per hour. Hatley, Amory, Big B, Wren, Quincy, Becker, all in the path of this tornado, which we assume. Do I have two circulations here, guys? Second opinion. I mean, that looks impressive, but this was your existing circulation. I might have two circulations here that we're dealing with near Amory. We still need to be in our safe place in Smithville. Hail is your main effect, but definitely a strong thunderstorm there moving in. Also, tornado warning that does continue for locations between West Point and Manatee. Let's go ahead and I'm going to change this over to the wind mode on Storm Track Doppler radar. And if I can get some data here, I'll look at both of these for a second. I don't know that I imminently have a tornado on the ground, but certainly this rotation, if we'll come back to Monroe County for just a moment here, the rotation could potentially still develop a tornado. I'm not convinced at this instant that that is for sure a tornado on the ground, but we'll watch it. Nick, if you would on Weather 1, Watch radar. Tell me when it starts working again. I would really appreciate it. Let's go wide. Let's come back down south toward Louisville. What is a tornado emergency still ongoing? And this is just a mess of precipitation. This is going to look awful for folks at home, and I apologize. This is the best I got for you right now. I'm going to look at something we call correlation coefficient, if I can, which allows us to look at damage. And it might be taxing the network just enough by doing that. We're not going to go with that. Okay. Let's see if we can get back to precipitation mode. But that is definitely a tornado still on the ground east of Louisville, moving northeast at about 50 miles per hour. And even though you're not under the warning in Crawford, it's only a matter of time. You need to be in your tornado safe place if you live in Crawford or in Brooksville. The back part of this, I'm seeing this right, Nick, right? That's a different tornado warning back here. Louisville proper needs to stay in your tornado shelter. And it's very possible you're in the same boat we are here in Tupelo where everybody lost power. But you need to stay in your tornado safe place if you live in Louisville proper. This next tornado warning moving toward you could be damaging. Huh? Oh yes, absolutely. We're live streaming right now at WTVA. Is this a live stream from, where's this video at?
Joiner area of Tupelo.
Joiner area of Tupelo. My IFB is not working.
Gary Smith sent us this video that he took.
Oh geez. Okay, that's Joiner School, isn't it?
We're on the app.
Okay, we're live on the app. Oh yeah, we're live streaming on the app. Okay, that's Joiner School there.
After this
So
phase, I have one more.
significant. Okay. We're getting stuff in order to continue to try to bring you updates on this. Hail potential on that thunderstorm, by the way, still 1.5 inches, but this is significant. Let's widen this out, see what we have. Back west toward Kosciuszko, we have more upstream to watch, unfortunately. Let's go north. This tornado has increased in intensity, which is why another tornado warning has been issued just to the east now of the initial tornado warning that's south of Amory there. So this tornado, we have to assume, could still be on the ground at this instant, moving in an easterly direction at around 45 miles per hour. Nick, if you would, without radar data, when I mention one of these storms, if you would put a storm track on it, and then I will pop it over to that to show the storm track when the time comes. 45 miles per hour on this one, if you would, please. So we need to be in our tornado safe place if we live in Amory. Want to remind folks where that is. That's, of course, the lowest floor of your home. Want to do a room that has as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Want to cover you in blankets and pillows. You might say why? Because that will help hopefully protect you from the flying debris if that is a possibility. Turn up the volume on your TV or your battery-powered radio. We are streaming live, assuming they haven't had issues. We're streaming live with KZ103 at this instant, and we are also streaming live on the WTVA News app if you lose power. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the grittiest version of Storm Track Doppler radar. And you can see our storm still shows it south of Amory. Rotation, that's impressive. I'm going to see if I can, I apologize, it's going to take me a minute for folks at home. There we are. Okay, let's see if I can get to storm relative velocity. I may or may not get some data on this. There we are. Okay, there's my rotation. South of Hatley, moving east. God, you could also argue up toward Amory. There's a couple areas here that I have to be very, very concerned about. This is a significant rotation. Let's get the latest data on our grittier version here. If it's not producing a tornado, it could be trying to wrap back up near Hatley as it moves through eastern Monroe County. Let's go ahead and take this a little wider. Give you some perspective here. This is eventually going to track toward Detroit, Alabama. So I'm going to pop this down. I'll give you a storm track. Let's pull that off. Let's pan this so you can see it. Our tornado would be along Hatley Road, if not right over top of Hatley proper. Considering that, moving northeast, this is going to be too fast. This tornado is 45 miles per hour. I'm still going to go 50. I want more time, not less. Not a lot of folks showing up here, but we'd be Detroit, Alabama in 13 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a southerly track, just in case, because this one's moving a little erratically. Parham, 3 minutes. Splunge, 7 minutes. Back to storm track Doppler radar. And apparently my best man is glad to see I'm okay. Let's go down to Louisville. 2 tornadic circulations showing up on storm track Doppler radar. I'm going to change this radar site out of Jackson, Mississippi. Hopefully it'll get me some data. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can go high super res velocity. Yep, 2 tornadic circulations. Let's get the cities back on here. One that's now still east of Louisville, and another one, God, I could make southeast. Oh, geez, please tell me that didn't go through Knox-Pater. Give us just a moment here. KZ 103. We stream our live coverage online at KZ 103. Tornado warning continues, though, for Webster County. Both these circulations could be intense, long-lived, and have been violent, damaging tornadoes.
Matt,
Yeah.
we have a live shot from Tupelo, if you'll pitch the image.
Okay. Let's go ahead and let's check out a live shot we have coming in from Tupelo at this instant, where we've had significant tornado damage in and around, especially the Joyner area we're hearing. Let's go to our Emily Leonard. Emily.
Okay, Matt, thank you very much. Our Chris Tatum right now is live on West Jackson with a report of what he's seeing there. Chris, what are you seeing, Chris?
Well, let me just show you right here behind me what kind of damage we're talking about here in West Tupelo. These 2 trees, very big trees, both have fallen and both are on houses. And just as far back as you can see in the distance, unbelievable damage, roof damage, twisted trees, ripped off roofs, chopped down chimneys in every direction. Further back down the street here, I want to show you, you can see a fire engine down this way, but also more houses damaged, heavily damaged. And a little bit further up the street in the other direction, we understand there are actually a couple of gas leaks that have posed a huge concern, and we're even told that there's even more damage further up the street. By the way, we're standing in a yard off of Lumpkin Street here in West Tupelo. I've got a couple of folks I want to talk to here because they live in the house right here behind us. These are the Owens, and you were telling me, first of all, you were outside looking in your garden earlier when all of this started. What happened?
Well, I was looking in my garden, and all of a sudden, just the cloud just started bubbling up, and my wife called me, told me to come in the house, and by the time I got in the house and started talking to her, man, it just happened.
And what about you? You all suffered some damage to your house and property too.
Right. The windows in the bedroom and the window in the laundry room, my roof, my shed, and then all the roofing off my carport. And then we got windshield busted out, 2 windshields out of his truck.
I was about to say I saw some damage to one of the vehicles as well. Everybody in your family okay?
Right. Thank God for his covering, yes.
Absolutely. Well, what did you think when you saw all of this start happening right outside your house?
Well, when I first looked out, it looked like the trees were separated and looked like they was leaning to the ground. I told my grandkids, run to the bathroom. By the time the last one got to the bathroom, I said, it's here, it done hit, something is gone. My granddaughter ran out the bathroom. Ooh, Granny, your windows is gone. So by that time, we went back to the bathroom and we laid on the floor.
Now, what about your neighbors? I mean, there's a lot of damage in this part of town. Have you heard anything about injuries, or are all your neighbors accounted for to the best of your knowledge?
Right. I checked on all of them. Well, one came and checked on us, and then I went and checked on the one that live right there, and they all was doing fine. She said that it's raining in her house because she had a lot of damage.
All right, thank you so much. I'm glad that you and your family are okay and your neighbors as well. And just so you know, all around this area, took us a long time to get to this particular street where we heard there was so much damage, because all around this side of town, power lines, trees topple, roads blocked. So West Tupelo is absolutely a mess this afternoon.
Go.
Okay, so we have a tornado that is moving into Louisville pretty much as we speak within the next couple of minutes here. It's going to be a close call. This is the second one, and I know this is gritty. We're looking from Jackson here. There's our circulation. There's Louisville. We're talking less than 5 minutes, probably less than 3 or 4 minutes. No guarantees it's going to track through Louisville. Latest couple scans, it might pull just on the south side, but this is going to be an incredibly close call. Unfortunately, the second hit they're going to experience today. That first rotation is a little farther north, but we have got to put you in your safe place if you live in Louisville proper. I'm going to go south to that thunderstorm, and I'm going to pop up those safety rules. And I don't even know if you can hear me right now, considering you've already taken one big blast today. You need to be on the lowest floor, center portion of the lowest floor. If you have friends and family down there, call them. Find a room in the middle. Turn up the volume on the TV. Wrap up in blankets, pillows, and stay there until we can give you the all clear. And it's not now. Rule Hill, Kerr, you're okay. But Louisville proper, you're almost definitely not. I'm going to close that back out. Let's get a storm track on this storm. And the rotation just south of Louisville. I'm going to get Louisville into this. I'm going to even take it all the way and include Meshulaville on this. Louisville, this says 4 minutes. That might not be nearly that long. This could, again, be a tornado on the ground. Let's take it seriously. This is an environment that is violent and could be deadly if we don't. So here we are. We're zoomed in really close. We're showing this storm. We're showing that northern circulation, which previously had the violent tornado touchdown. That's actually right there. It's now exiting into northern Winston County. Let's go ahead and I'll see if I can zoom it in. We don't get a whole lot of other places to pop onto our map here. So for that, I'm going to go back to the other map and show you the other circulation and track that toward the north and east. That's still about 50 miles per hour. If it holds together, we're talking Crawford in 19 minutes. Octok community, less than that. This is a radar-indicated tornado. Not, it has been confirmed to be a damaging, and the word that the Weather Service has from time to time used to describe this tornado was catastrophic. So we have to be very, very careful. We got to go back to Monroe County again. This is a significant rotation that could once again be a tornado on the ground. Now here's the good news for folks in Smithville. It's just gigantic hail. But if you consider yourself a resident of Smithville and you live south of town, there's where our tornado is. We're talking maybe 3 or 4 miles to maybe 7, 8 miles south of Smithville, about 5 miles east of Amory. This is moving into somewhat rural territory down here, but you definitely need to be in your tornado safe place. This could still make its way to Detroit, Alabama. It's heading toward Detroit. Boy, Facebook's blowing up. There's a lot of folks wanting to know what's going on. If you have some friends and family in this area, we've had a number of power disruptions today. Give them a call. I'm sure the lines are blocked. Keep trying. Make sure they know more is on the way. Okay, let's go wide. Let's look at the whole situation, see what we've got. We continue to have what we refer to as a PDS tornado watch. That stands for particularly dangerous situation. That is in effect until I believe 9 p.m. this evening. Is that correct? I'm going to do something. Let's see if I can get my Twitter to work on here, because I just got a Louisville picture in, and I imagine that damage is significant.
Hospital hit there.
Hospital hit in Louisville?
We got a viewer report that a hospital was hit. Everyone's okay.
Okay, that's a viewer report. We're working to confirm that with authorities in Winston County. This is one of those situations. It's just going to be hard to sort through what exactly is and is not happening. Let's talk about that thunderstorm, and that thunderstorm's in the northeastern part of the county. Let's actually track the circulation in Monroe County briefly. Track it northeastward at